Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Tigers second baseman Ian Kinsler probably wished the month of July would never end. Kinsler had 4 more hits last night and finished the month at 366. Kinsler back in the lineup here tonight. Game 3 in this series, Tigers and Orioles, Memorial Park at Camden Yards. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kurt Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 3 in the series. And giving out with a new-look Tigers team, we head into the month of August. 2 months to go. The leadership, I think, of Ian Kinsler, pretty important down the stretch.
Well, the veterans in general, and Ian, we just saw what he's been doing hitting, but also the communication I've been watching on the infield, very good. Visited the mound last night when our young starters got in trouble. Off the field, loosening up the clubhouse, on the bus, on the plane. Keep them loose, keep them together. All right,
that's what Kinsler has done. Now, Anibal Sanchez will take the hill tonight for the Tigers. David Price has moved on to the Toronto Blue Jays, which makes Sanchez a little bit more important down the stretch.
Yeah, now part of the big two. He'll throw any pitch at any time, really going to his two-seamer lately. It's been working very good. Prior to that streak, having trouble with right-handed batters, letting the fastball run back over the plate, the slider hanging over the middle of the plate, made a little adjustment, and that's worked very well for him. It's going to be big tonight because he must maintain Manny Machado and Adam Jones, as they've had half the runs accounted for in these first 2 games.
All right, Sanchez trying to slow down these Oriole bats. Game 3 in this series coming up in just a few minutes, but right now back at the Callsam Studios we go, and Justin White. Memorial Park at Camden Yards, and we get you ready for baseball tonight. Game 3 in this series featuring the Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. Starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Anthony Gose leading it off in center field for the Tigers, followed by Iglesias and Kinsler. Middle of the lineup has Martinez, and McCann, and James has been swinging a hot bat. Castellanos, Avila, and Davis. They are facing the right-handed offerings of Kevin Gausman.
Kevin is 1-2 on the year. He's a converted reliever. His 6th start this year. Throws hard, likes to throw the fastball 70% of the time. Does have a slider and an occasional change.
Here is the defensive alignment behind Gausman tonight. The O's starting defense brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, Adam Jones in center field, followed by the newly acquired Gerardo Parra, Davis in right, Machado, Wieters on the corners. Wieters making just his 2nd career start at first. Harding and Scope up the middle. Joseph is the catcher tonight for the Orioles. And Matt Wieters getting that start at first base. We have not seen him there all that often.
Well, Caleb Joseph's been doing a great job for the Orioles. We're seeing more playing time. Matt Wieters over to first base, and that's a strange feeling if you don't have a lot of experience, but he's been around the game for a while. He'll be fine.
So we're ready for baseball here this evening. The bespectacled Kevin Gausman ready to go to work. It'll be Gose, Iglesias, and Kinsler on a gorgeous night here. Good crowd in Baltimore. It's been a very entertaining, very offensive series in terms of runs scored, home runs. Both teams have been on their game in terms of the bats. It'll be Gose in the leadoff slot, playing center field for the Tigers, and starting things off against the right-hander Gausman. Anthony was 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. Broke a long hitting slump with a bloop double. And the first one is outside, 1 ball to no strikes.
And Anthony's been hitting down at the bottom of the order. He started the year up top and been struggling as of late, so maybe Brad Ausmus trying to give him a little jump start here, a different look.
1 ball and 1 strike on Gose. Anthony's average now at .265. Couple of home runs. He has knocked in 16. Here's the 1-1. It's fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Tigers in the first 2 games in this series have done a good job of scoring first and scoring early. The problem last night was they could not hold on to a 6-0 lead.
Well, actually, the first 2 nights we hung on with the lead on the first evening, got the win.
A little bit outside, and the count evens now 2-2 on Gose.
4 pitches, 4 fastballs.
Gausman, a former #1 pick of the Orioles. That is fouled back. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, the 4th overall pick in the country that year. And, you see, as hard as Gausman is throwing as a hitter, you got to really try and stay short. You can't swing any harder than you already can. Got to be short and quick to the ball.
Gausman only 24 years of age. Caleb Joseph behind the dish. Swing and a miss. He struck him out at 96 up in the zone. Well, what does the wild card look like as we enter play here tonight? You'll see the Tigers still very much alive in terms of a playoff spot. The problem is 4 teams ahead of them right now.
It can be done. Yeah, something special could happen, but you got to win ball games.
Tigers at 50 and 53.
If you look, we're behind Baltimore, who we're playing now. You want to, the way you're going to jump over them is to beat them head to head. We see Toronto on that list as well. We'll hook up with them later in the season.
Now that trip to Toronto is in late August. There's Iglesias, who slices one the other way, but it's flagged down by Scope. Nicely done. 2 gone. It was looking like it might be one of those patented signals to right field for Iglesias.
Yeah, good swing, got a good pitch, jumped him early. First pitch, barrels it, but right to the second baseman Scope.
Here is the hottest Tigers hitter right now, Ian Kinsler. He's back up to .290. He's 7 for 10 in this series. Gausman starts him off with a fastball strike in the inside part of the plate.
One of the indicators when you're looking at this young pitcher from the Orioles is, does he throw strikes early? Is he going to command the zone? And he has so far.
Swing and a miss at 96 up.
Really hard to lay off a pitch up high in the zone when a guy throws with that angle. He's kind of tall side on a 6'3". And you'll have to try and gauge the ball down in the zone so you can get on top of it.
Now the 0-2. That one was way up at 98.
Yeah, these are all things that everybody's told. Every coach has told everybody these things, but we're watching it on TV. It looks like it's easy. It's very tough. Very little time to react to these pitches.
Popped him up. Left side of the infield for the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Gausman. Sanchez on the hill for the Tigers. He is presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Take a look at the numbers right here. He'll throw all 5 pitches anytime. He likes the 4-seamer, but the 2-seamers work better for him lately. Had won 7 in a row before losing to Tampa. Averaged 7 innings pitched over that span.
Well, the starting lineup for the O's presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Machado, Parra, Jones in the top 3 spot. Parra acquired yesterday from the Brewers. Davis, Wieters, Hardy in the middle. Paredes, the DH, batting 7th, and Scope and Joseph. And here is the leadoff man, Manny Machado. Has had a nice series. He is homered. He is 3 out of 8. And Sanchez starts him off with a strike, 0-1. Machado, Parra, and Jones, top 3 in Buck Showalter's lineup tonight. That's fouled back out of play, and the count goes 0-2.
Machado and Adam Jones, we referenced in the open, just on fire, really accounting for half of the Orioles' runs in the first 2 games. So these are guys you're going to have to make great pitches on and keep them in the ballpark.
Missed with that last fastball, 1-2.
I referenced an adjustment that Annabelle made, and he was over on the left side of the rubber. Now he has moved to the middle of the rubber. It seems to more over to the third base side even.
Hammer to left field. That's going to drop. Base hit right in front of Rajai Davis. Leadoff single for Machado.
I think he's trying to get that breaking pitch on down and away, and it hangs up out over the middle of the plate. Machado's so hot. He's got that great reach. Just stays through the ball. Leadoff single.
So here is Gerardo Parra, and he's getting a standing ovation here.
I guess that's a pretty good welcome.
Absolutely. I mentioned acquired yesterday from the Milwaukee Brewers. He's on a 14-game hitting streak right now. Mr. Parra batting .328.
Having his best year as a professional.
We'll look at ball one. Parra gets it done with the bat and the glove. A really good two-way player.
Very good teammate as well. Likes to talk it up a lot. Keeps everybody loose.
The Orioles got him just in the nick of time. He is 8 for 14 career against Anibal Sanchez. Pretty good, .571.
Yep, and he likes to compete. He can hit the ball anywhere in the ballpark. In general, he'll stay oppo to middle.
Drill down the right field line, looking like trouble. Down it goes to the corner. It's picked up by Martinez. Here comes Machado to third. They stop him there, and it's a heck of a start for Parra.
Actually a pretty well executed pitch right here. James McCann's asking for it in. He puts it right in his hands, but Parra just having such a great year, pulls his hands in, and it's down in the right field corner. J.D. Martinez gets it in quickly to stop the runners from scoring.
So Parra providing immediately some dividends here for the Orioles. Machado gets to third. Second and third, nobody out for the middle of the lineup now as Jones stands in. Adam Jones, 291. 2 home runs in this series. And the Orioles have gotten the crowd engaged early in this one tonight. Ball one high.
If you're Anibal Sanchez, he's a veteran. He's been through this before. Try not to shut him out. Try not to make too good of a pitch and get into bigger trouble. You're just trying to get outs right here and limit the damage. You got 8 innings to go offensively to make up the deficit.
Little pop up back to second. This will help. Kinsler goes back to get it. One gone. Jones retired. Here's a look at the Tiger defense tonight, presented by Beaumont Health. And for Detroit, it's Davis, Ghosts, and Martinez in the outfield. You got Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle, and Kinsler leads all second basemen this year with 12 defensive runs saved, a metric which helps determine all the runs that he will save defensively, and he's been one of the best.
Yeah, he's all over the diamond. We're talking about the communication skills that he has. Play happened last night. I know he was talking to Jose Iglesias about it. He just adds to many things that you can do within the game, the little things.
Here is Chris Davis now with 1 out. Strike 1 on Davis.
And in generally, we have a shift on. We have the shortstop on the other side to the right side of the second base there, but because of the runners on base, a little different configuration.
Davis 4 out of 8, 5 RBIs in the series. And you're looking at a ball inside, 1-1.
Sanchez so far really pretty good location on his pitches. After the first 2 hits, made decent pitches, got in trouble, but since then hitting his spots.
Bouncing ball to the shortstop, gobbled up there by Iglesias. He'll throw him out. A run will score. Machado is in. It's another RBI for Davis. 2 outs. That makes it a 1-0 Baltimore lead. The 71st RBI of the year for Davis.
Good pitch right there, down and away. Davis just serves it to Iglesias. Get out of this inning, get this out right here, and limit the damage.
Here's Matt Wieters playing first base tonight. Wieters 3 out of 5 in the series. In there for strike 1. Wieters also has an RBI. Coming back from Tommy John surgery, was activated off the disabled list in June this year. Slices one into left field, base hit. That'll score a run as Parra comes in. It's 2-0 in favor of the Orioles.
He's laughing again. That's not a bad pitch right there. I mean, he's right there on the target. He throws it in. It's jammed. It's almost right off the label. Unfortunate. Gets the second run in for the Orioles.
So Wieters gets his second RBI of the series, then a shake of the head from Anibal Sanchez.
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be frustrating.
J.J. Hardy looks at a strike. So for the first time in this series, the Orioles score first. Hardy batting .240. Popped up. That'll get back into the seats. Sevilla giving it a look. 0-2 on Hardy. He's extended his hitting streak to 14 straight. He did it last night with a base hit. And in that stretch, 294. It's the longest active streak in Major League Baseball. That'll get back out of play.
J.J. Hardy has been around a while, and he looks like he's protected on anything off speed. Sanchez throwing the fastball on the outside corner, and Hardy just slapping it into the stands.
Ground ball to second, and that'll be gobbled up there by Kinsler. That'll end the inning. Orioles get 2, strain 1. We go to the second. Raise our expectations of what a bank can be when it's time come to Comerica. Dodge, find your summer of performance with great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. And by Kraft, shreds and chunks make something amazing. Really nice night for baseball here in Baltimore, and a packed house here tonight. Tigers and Orioles game 3 in this 4-game weekend set. It'll be Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, James McCann facing the right-hander Kevin Gausman, who had himself a 1-2-3 first. Trying to get Victor going now. Martinez just 1 for 9 in the series. In for a strike. Again, a mid-90s fastball there from Gausman.
Yeah, he has struggled on this road trip, and out here early today at 2 o'clock for some early batting practice. He generally would not do that, but trying to find the key again.
The 0-1. Well, Martinez was so good when he first came off the disabled list, was well over 300 for about a month after coming off the DL. Has struggled recently and trying to get something started here in the second. Osmond missing again, 2-1.
I believe that was a changeup there, 87 miles an hour, so about 10-mile-an-hour difference between his fastball and his change piece.
You want to be at least in that range, correct?
Yeah, you want to have quite a variance.
High fly ball, but foul down the left field line.
Guys that throw hard like Gausman, they generally throw their changeups too hard. It's kind of like it ends up in the 90-mile-an-hour range, which is very hittable. That's what a 90-mile-an-hour fastball would be, very hittable.
Another foul back out of play. Well, Gausman very highly rated, 6'3", 190 out of Centennial, Colorado, just 24 years old. We mentioned a former first-round pick of the O's. And that was just a couple of years ago in the 2012 draft.
Yeah, he's come very quickly for the Orioles.
Swing and a miss. He dusted him at 96.
Well, there are many guys that throw the ball hard like Gausman, but you can tell his delivery hides the ball. He's got a good downhill plane, and that's right at the top of the strike zone right there. You see on the Fox tracks, just clips the upper edges of it. Hard to lay off of and hard to get contact with that pitch.
Here is J.D. Martinez. Ooh, down goes J.D.
Those types of situations worry you when you see it. I don't know if that went off his shin or his ankle. Everybody says walk it off. Those don't go right away. That's almost off the knee.
Ooh, that's terrible.
And he just watched what happened to Victor, and he's loose. He's ready to go. So hopefully it did not hit the knee cap. That would be a bad loss for the Tigers.
Well, while they look at Martinez as he tries to walk it off, we remind you, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Well, you know this is hurting because Kevin Rand is still out there.
Yeah, this doesn't look good. The area that he hit it off of, you just worry about it clipping the edge of the kneecap right there.
It's amazing to me that more guys don't come out of the game after something like this or off the shin.
Well, your mentality is to tough it out and stay in the game, but my guess is he'll try it, but doesn't look good to me. Going to swell up quickly. That's solid. And if you get it off the shin, in general, you don't do. You're going to swell up. You're going to get some bleeding in there, but not an area where you worry too much about. But certainly the knee or the ankle is a different story.
Well, Gary Cedars from the home plate umpire trying to push this thing along, at the same time giving Martinez all the time that he can.
Well, they're pitching him inside, and I'm sure we'll see another one in there. They're so generous.
0-1 on J.D.
We'll have to keep an eye on him, see the way he runs out to his outfield spot, how he plays the outfield. Hopefully that will not get sore. Many players also wear a sliding pad on their knee. I don't know if that's his slide leg or not. If he's got a pad on, that would help the situation. Going in there again, of course.
Did he go? He did not. What is worse here? It gave you the physical pain or mentally trying to put it out of your mind?
Well, I think it's equal, because physically it's what it is. You know, you don't have 100% balance on that leg. You're trying to put it out of your mind, so you're going to favor it a little bit whether you want to or not.
1-2 on Martinez. And he shoots that one in the air toward right, slicing. It'll go foul. JD 3 out of 9 in the series. He has hit safely in his last 4.
Yeah, they'll probably try and get some type of wrap on there at some point here to try and keep the swelling out of the area.
Martinez homered last night, his 28th of the year. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Gausman has his 3rd strikeout.
Well, JD's looking inside right here, and the battery goes away. You see Caleb Joseph setting up away. Just a little tardy right here. Looks like that front leg is definitely affecting his swing.
So with 2 outs, here is James McCann. 5 straight retired by the right-hander Gausman. And McCann takes ball 1. Apparently JD went right down to the clubhouse after that at bat.
Yeah, and I think Gausman's only thrown about 2 or 3 off-speed pitches out of the 23 he's thrown.
2-0 the count on McCann.
So far 87% fastball. Get it ready.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Hardy has it. Fire it to first. Then it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gausman. 6 up, 6 down against the Orioles righty.
Anibal Sanchez made about 3 weeks to a month ago. There you see him on the left side of the pitching rubber. He's leaving his pitches out over the plate. Now the adjustment has been on the right side of the rubber, not quite all the way over there. It's helped him not leave those pitches out over the plate, be able to hit the corners better. He ran 7 in a row out for the Tigers, and really tonight, though he trails 2-0, hitting his spots and making very good pitches.
Here are the splits in his first 12 starts. An ERA 5.69, and most recently in his last 9, he's been pretty good.
And you can see him over there on the right side, third base side.
Drilled toward left center field. That ball looks like trouble. It is down up against the wall. Paredes on his way to second. He will pull in with a leadoff double. A rocket to left center field for Jimmy Paredes.
The hanger right over the heart of the plate. 76 miles an hour. He was waiting for it.
That's the second double of the game now for the Orioles. And they already have 4 hits. Here's Jonathan Scope. Scope at 256. Trying to move that runner up, but bunts it foul to third base.
I don't think that was a sign. Believe Scope did that on his own. You have the option to do that. Try and catch the Tigers by surprise, get him over, and you can maybe get a bunt single out of it.
Castellanos stays back at third. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball right field. Hit pretty good. JD going back. Still going back to the track. That'll advance the runner.
Well, JD, he's hurting, man. He's limping pretty good right there. He went right down towards the clubhouse. They must have wrapped it up. James McCann took his time getting his gear on, but you can see he's running very gingerly. Of course, the ball comes right to him. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm not sure he's going to be able to finish this game.
Well, it certainly looks right now that he's being hampered quite a bit. And you can tell just by the look on his face.
Yeah, he's hurting.
So the infield coming in now against Caleb Joseph with a man at third.
Tigers with the infield in here in the second inning.
Which speaks probably to the guy that the Orioles have on the mound in Gausman.
Exactly. Brad can see how dominating he is tonight. And he's going to take action and try and keep these runs to a minimum.
Joseph 0 for 3 in the series. Batting .239, 7 home runs this year. And he shoots that one to left, base hit. Orioles have another run. The RBI single by Caleb Joseph makes it 3-0.
So the Orioles tonight are looking like the Tigers did the first 2 nights early in the game, just hitting everything that's thrown up there.
Joseph gets his 32nd RBI of the year. We'll bring up Manny Machado. Well, we talked about this at the top of the show, Gibby, with David Price moving on. Sanchez's role becomes even larger now, and they really need to lean on him.
Yeah, exactly. You're not looking for you're looking for many innings out of your top 2 starters. So Brad's in a little bit of a situation right here. Just as he was facing trouble in the first inning, Sanchez has to find a way out to this inning with the double play ball right now.
Machado has a single in this game. Breaks his bat, slow roller towards short. Back flip, barehanded pick, and the throw not in time. Man, oh man. Iglesias and Kinsler putting on a show there.
Well, it's too bad they didn't complete the double play, because you could hear the Orioles crowd oohing and eyeing, and they get to respect the play that was about to be made.
Can you believe that?
You just couldn't stay on the bag. This is not an easy play, folks. Don't try this on your little league team. Only if you're playing pickup baseball, not in a sanctioned competition. Good try. Good job of Alex getting off there and picking that, not letting it go for an error.
Well, here is Parra, who doubled in his first at bat for the Orioles in the first inning. He got a nice little ovation as he strolled to the plate and really responded quickly with a double down the right field line. It's going to be a good pickup for them because he has had a really good year offensively this year. Parra has a double and a 15-game hitting streak now. Grounded foul, first base side.
Here's MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting report. And Anibal Sanchez. And look at, he's got reverse splits. Righty's actually better. You see the 285 average and the 841 OPS. That's the on base percentage plus slugging percentage. It's generally switched around, and this is over the whole year. As of recently, he's fared better against righties.
There's a collision at first base between Avila and Machado.
That hit Machado, didn't it?
Let's see. Yeah, it looked like it.
Favorable bounce. Stings a little bit. Hit right off his inside of his leg.
Parra waiting on the 0-1. 3-0 Orioles have the lead early in this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Parra, with his double in the first inning, is now 9 for 15 career against Sanchez. Just one of those matchups that, for whatever reason, has been controlled by the hitter.
And all around Major League Baseball, you have these little matchups that you can't figure out.
But as a manager, you love to take advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. You want to put him in the lineup. When I managed, I had a matchup between Parra and Clayton Kershaw.
Really?
Believe it or not. There's a little history between the two, but he just locked in on him, and you got to play him. I let him off.
Runner goes, and it's slapped foul, back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Machado was on the move.
Yeah, that's one of those plays. If you're the base runner, you hope the batter takes it. Pretty decent jump right there. Although James McCann very good at throwing out the base runners. 45% caught stealing.
Runner goes again. Here comes the throw from McCann. It is not in time. He went on back-to-back pitches.
Yeah, and because Sanchez almost threw the one pickoff away, it seemed as though he didn't want to go the quick move again. So it makes you more aggressive as a base runner. Almost got him. The throw's just a little lower. It's possible we get him.
RBI chance now. 3-2 pitch. We'll get back out of play. Parra 31 RBIs with the Milwaukee Brewers, 9 home runs. He's played left, he's played right. In fact, he's won a Gold Glove at both of those positions.
Yeah, very athletic in the outfield.
Right now trying to cash in Machado. Drill to left field. That is slicing away from Davis. Rajay on the run. Gets there in the corner. That had double written all over it. Rajay runs it down, and they will settle for 1 run. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. single run. The Tigers were trying to rally their way back into last night's game, and there was a play at the plate that was most interesting. Jose Iglesias trying to score from first on a double, and then when he got to the plate, there was big Matt Wieters waiting for him, effectively blocking the plate. Iglesias had to make his way around him, and as Brad Ausmus took the lineup card out to home plate to exchange with the umpires, there was an animated conversation between the Tiger manager and the umpires about what transpired. You could see that they were talking about it, and Brad told us earlier today that he had a conversation with Major League Baseball earlier today, and the consensus is that if the base runner doesn't slide, there is no blocking the plate, a ruling of blocking the plate on the catcher. So it will be interesting. I think last night's play, guys, will affect how that ruling is perceived going forward in Major League Baseball.
I agree, John. Thanks very much. Yeah, there's no doubt, I think, Gibby, they continue to look at this because, you know, Brad flat out said, he goes, at this point, I'm just going to ask my runners to bowl the catcher over now.
Well, I've seen that play go both ways by an umpire, so it's not consistent. I think that's what Brad's beef is. They want to try and clarify it, so it's decisive when and when not they are blocking the plate.
And that call really hurt. The Tigers were down 2 at that point in the 7th. They could have gotten a run with nobody out and a man at third. But he was called out at home plate.
Well, that was the decisive run. And, you know, this Baltimore team, they were very good in many facets. They lead the Major League Baseball with 30 assists. And Adam Jones, the guy who started that relay, has 8 outfield assists. So, you know, we pressured a team that's very good at it, and they put it on us, and they got the call.
Castellanos taps it slowly toward third. Machado has it there. Nick is out, 1 away. 7 in a row retired by Gausman to start this game. That'll bring up Avila. Avila starting at first base tonight. I would assume in the day game tomorrow he'll probably catch. McCann has been catching almost exclusively recently.
Yeah, I asked Alex, and he expects to catch tomorrow. But he hasn't been catching much. I know his knee coming off the disabled list is something that you don't want to push.
Is there anything more strenuous than catching a day game in August in Baltimore?
Yeah, a day game after a night game when it's really hot. That's tough. But the young kid here, that's best way to counteract that. He can take it, but at some point he will need some rest.
Two balls.
We got an off day Monday, right?
We do.
So you know, if you rest him tomorrow and Monday, you give him 2 days, and then you have a night game the next day, so that's almost 3 days. That's where you get the biggest and greatest benefit.
Vila hammers one back up the middle. They had him played nicely, though. 2 up, 2 down.
Yep, they did. The shifter, where they've got him right here, the second baseman right up the middle. It's right by the pitcher and easily fielded.
So a couple of ground ball outs, and he's retired 8 straight now. The number 9 hitter will settle in. That's Rajai Davis. 261 for Rajai. Nice series for Davis, who's played in the first 2. He's had a couple of extra base hits, including a triple.
So upbeat every day. Seems like that's a pretty consistent pattern for Rajai.
It is, and he's been here a couple of years now. And Davis, I don't think I've ever seen him in a foul mood. Literally mean that.
Understands his role. He'll start every day if you want him to. He'll sit for a while, fill in, come off the bench, steal the base. Very valuable to a team.
2-0 on Davis.
I've known a lot of players over time that complain a lot because they're not playing enough in this position that Rajai's been in, but he's not one of those players.
Well, when you're not playing a lot, you need to find a way to keep yourself sharp, and he's really, I guess, excelled at that. And he said the reason I'm able to do that is because that's the type of player I've been my entire career, really. 3-0 is in for a strike.
Well, many of the players that complain, they complain when they play too much too. So they complain if they're not playing enough. They complain if they're playing too much. But again, Rajai, he's perfect for the role.
Popped up. First base side for Wieters. Foul ground. And a 1-2-3 inning for Gausman. He's retired 9 straight. And a gorgeous night in the Inner Harbor here in Baltimore. It is 3-0 Orioles.
In the second inning, J.D. Martinez hits an inside fastball off the inside of his left knee. It didn't look good. He went down, wrapped it up, went out to right field. Just did not look right. Not putting pressure on him. You can see he's in pain. Went into the dugout there, and we've got a new right fielder, Tyler Collins.
So Collins will fill in now for Martinez, and he will also bat in the 5 spot in the Tigers lineup. Hannibal Sanchez back to work.
And they'll take JD over for an X-ray. Hopefully that's all they really need, and it shows negative, but a little concerned about where that ball hit him.
Adam Jones leading it off for the Orioles. Most, if not all, ballparks have X-ray machines on site, correct?
Yeah, they do, especially since the new facilities have all been built. They make a room for that as they reconfigure.
Now the 0-2. That's in the air toward right field, so Collins is tested right away. It's routine, though. 1 out. Well, stay tuned to Tigers Live following our game here tonight. We'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets. Chris Davis.
Of course, Tyler Collins comes into the game immediately. The ball finds you.
Well, that's a rule in baseball, isn't it? And in
Get
sports,
loose. Yeah.
There's a bouncer hit right into the shift. Castellanos throws out Davis. 2 gone.
Those ground balls like that in the shift, when you have the infielder playing way into the outfield, always worry about it hitting that back lip there where the grass turns into dirt.
The other thing infield instructors will always say that makes that play a little bit more difficult is that infielders are used to fielding ground balls off of dirt, and instead you're fielding it off of grass.
Yeah, it's become somewhat of an outfielder. And the throw is much different, but they practice those quite a bit in batting practice.
Matt Wieters now with 2 outs. Ball inside to Wieters. 1-1. Singled in a run in the 2-run first. The Orioles lead 3-0 as we play in the 3rd.
Yeah, hit it off the label, but got rewarded. The other one off the label.
Wieder's first major league hit came in this ballpark against the Tigers. It was against Justin Verlander, a triple. JV.
So hope he throws the kind of game he did last game.
The Royals are coming to town next on the next homestand. Verlander will face Kansas City, but boy, he's gotten a couple of really good ones in a row now.
And there you can see the numbers for his last start. No walks, 10 strikeouts in 8 innings, only 107 pitches. That's not that many.
Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think the rotation is going to be Justin Verlander, Buck Farmer, and then Annabelle against Kansas City.
Yeah, they've moved Simon back because of the groin problems, so they want to give him a little extra time. Tigers have shuffled their rotation with the off day coming up Monday. Just off the plate, 3-2 now on Wieters. Tomorrow ends a 10-game road trip, so it's been a bit of a grueling stretch here for the Tigers. Here's the young man Daniel Norris, who will make his Tigers debut tomorrow. Bouncing ball, first base side. Easy play for Avila. Easy inning for Aníbal Sánchez. Quite a series.
Lots of offense over there as well.
Here's Anthony Gose. He'll start things off here in the 4th inning. It'll be Gose, Iglesias, Kinsler facing Kevin Gausman. 9 up, 9 down so far against Gausman. He shows bunt and looks at a strike right on the outer edge.
That looked like it ran off to me. Good movement on that pitch. One that you hope you get if you're the hitter. But Gose did not get that call.
Big swing there by Gose, and the count is 0-2. Three runs, 5 hits for the Orioles. No runs, no hits for the Tigers. Here's the 0-2. Gausman in his last start out was his best start of the year. He blanked the Braves over 7 2/3. It was on Monday, struck out 5 in that game. Well, a little broken bat, soft liner to third, caught by Machado. 1 out. That'll bring up the Bernstein advantage here with Iglesias rolling in, and we'll see some superlatives on Mr. Iglesias with the bat this year. How about some of these ranks and putting the ball in play? His average with 2 strikes, pretty good.
Yeah, first average with 2 strikes, second and third in the other 2 categories. Just does a good job. Really battles with. I mean, he's in first by a large margin too. There with average with 2 strikes, but he just battles and puts that bat on the ball. He's got a very short stroke. Doesn't try and do too much. Uses the whole field.
.318 this year for Iglesias. 5 for 11 in the series. And we've talked about many times how Brad really didn't want to put Iglesias in the 2 spot when the Tigers, of course, had their full complement of players. That has changed now with Cespedes gone and the injury to Miggy and some other things. But in the 2 spot, he's batting .355. So he's done well.
Yeah, and I think earlier in the season you want to protect him a little bit. Really coming off the injury last year. Let him get his feet wet, which he did. Swung the bat good. Leave him down there. Keep the pressure off. Although it works nice if you have a number 9 hitter that can get on base, which he did. And now, like you say, it's changed, and we're here on August 1st. It's a different story.
Hardy just got him by half a step. 2 gone. We'll bring up Kinsler.
Well, J.J. Hardy, he's an old vet right here. You see how he gets it in the perfect hop. Quick exchange. Iglesias hustling down the line all the way. Gets him by a half a step.
Hardy is not very flashy. I mean, he won't be nearly as fun to watch as Iglesias, but man, he makes all the plays.
Yeah, he gets it done. He's got an unorthodox throwing motion from shortstop, but he, again, very accurate. Gets it across the diamond when he needs to.
You played with the guy that just went out every day and got it done at short.
Mr. Trammell. 20 years for Mr. Trammell and Lou Whitaker.
2-0 the count. I'm not sure we'll ever see a run like that again with a double play combination.
I mean, that's amazing. That's the most in Major League history.
Missed inside. The count goes 3-0.
Here's his number. It's on a different guy right now. He's trying to get a knock.
He'll look at a strike. 3-1. Kinsler 7 for 11 in the series with Victor waiting on deck. There's a base hit to left out of the reach of J.J. Hardy. Well, leave it to the hottest hitter in the Tigers lineup to get their first hit.
Yeah, I think the crowd was thinking, oh, we got a no-no going here, which they did through 3, but Ian Kinsler is very hot as well. Up in the count, 3 balls and a strike, right down the middle. Just quick to the ball. J.J. Hardy does his best, but I guess August is going to be like July. There you see it. Month of July, first in hits. Total bases up there. Extra base hits and batting average. 8th in batting average. Who was on top of that? That's 366. That's up there.
Yeah, I mean, 7 guys were better.
A lot of guys hot in July.
Martinez struck out on an elevated fastball back in the second. And that's something Gibby they've been trying to get Gausman to do more of, is elevate that fastball a little bit more, pitch more up in the zone. And when you've got 97, 98, why not?
Yeah, it's a tough pitch. He does throw the 2-seamer like 93. That may be a 2-seamer there. He's got the wiggle on the 1.
One for 10 in the series for Victor. He has just 5 hits on this 10-game road trip.
He's due. He gets a hold of one right here. Changes the whole game.
Swing and a miss.
Look at Kevin Gausman right there against his four-seamer. The average this season, his best year yet in his career, only at 245. He's still a very young pitcher, prospect. The results are much better this year. We'll get a fastball in here.
Popped him up. Short left, Hardy calling, catching, ending the inning. No runs, one hit, one man left. To the bottom of the fourth we go.
Tigers got down early. Chris Davis with the ground out to short scores a run. Matt Wieters gets a little jam shot, and then Caleb Joseph with the single to left field. Tigers down 3-0.
So we go to the bottom of the fourth on a picture perfect night here in Baltimore. Big crowd on hand as well. J.J. Hardy leads it off, then Jimmy Paredes and Jonathan Scope. Sanchez works it home, strike one in the inside part of the plate. Hardy bounced out in the first. The Orioles got a couple of runs in the first inning, one more in the second. They lead 3-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Annabelle last inning threw a lot of off-speed pitches to the Orioles. Look to see if he does the same this inning.
Bouncing ball left side, deep of the hole. Iglesias can't get it out of his hand and throws it straight into the turf. It'll be an infield hit.
Yeah, good try right here. Just has to have a quick exchange on it. Goes to the backhand, kind of flips the ball into his hand. It does not get a solid grip. And the Orioles have a leadoff single.
Iglesias unhappy with himself, unable to get the grip on that ball. We've seen him make that play. It would have been another spectacular play.
Yeah, I think 9 out of 10 times he makes that play. Very good at it, as good as anybody.
That'll give J.J. Hardy a 15-game hitting streak now. Here is Paredes. Well, one of the things we've seen, it looks like in this game, Kirk, is the fact that Sanchez, after giving up those runs, is able to slow things down and get back into a bit of a groove, which is Something we didn't see last night from some of the younger Tigers pitchers.
Yep, you're right. That's what experience does for you. Ian Crow last night and Buck Farmer both. Game unraveled quickly. That's you wonder, how do you tell a young kid how to do that? It really is a mental thing. I noticed that Ian Kinsler went in there a couple times with both pitchers, and I talked to him about that, trying to get them to just relax, give them a little delay, a chance to catch their breath. And you could see last night some elevated breathing rate out of the youngsters. You don't see that with Annabelle tonight.
That's fouled away. 1-2. By the way, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, I think a lot of that probably comes with experience, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But, when things happen, you have to find a way around it. You have to initiate the starting of the process to learn how to deal with that, and you've got to trust it. Now, on the play that Kroll hit, the ground ball hit him, he was running towards second base, picked up the ball and tried to throw to first. And in reality, he actually had a play at second base, and Jose Iglesias was standing there on second base, but he didn't communicate. And Ian Kinsler told me he asked Iglesias, "Did you say anything?" And that's one of the ways you can help him as well. So, we learned a lesson on that play, and hopefully we'll handle it next time.
Strike called, and he punched him out of there. Paredes is gone.
That's a nice little cutter on the inside corner right there. See right there, it's just a cutter, just dips right there in the last little bit, sharp. Gets the call from Gary Cederstrom.
Here is Jonathan Scope as we look at the numbers after 50 pitches for Sanchez.
Pretty efficient after that first inning.
Scope flying out to right field is only time up. Good block there by McCann. We were talking a couple of days ago about Mr. Scope. He hails from Curacao, the Caribbean island, which is part of the Netherlands Antilles, and they learn 4 languages there. You know what the 4 are? Dutch is 1.
Dutch, English.
2.
It starts with the P.
Papiamento.
Papiamento, yep.
And Spanish.
Spanish.
So there's your 4 that Mr. Scope speaks.
Starts with the P. Does that count?
I'll give it to you.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep, Papiamento. But next time you'll have to come up with the entire word.
Okay. Thanks for the leverage here, the leniency.
6'2", 210, big kid, plays second base, got a little power. Only 23. Nubbed foul, third base side.
Yeah, he's ranked very high as far as being a prospect. They believe he's going to have power as he develops and matures. Like you say, pretty big for a middle infielder. But there have been some good ones that are large size.
One and two on Scope. Cal Ripken, the guy that played here for so many years, was pretty big for his position, shortstop position.
Very, very good. Had a great career.
Ooh, way off speed and way on front. 2 strikeouts now for Sanchez.
That's almost an Ether's pitch right there. You can see it's a changeup grip. You're going to see we got a great picture of that. It's just all 5 fingers on it, chokes it way back in the palm of his hand. Gets the strikeout.
Here's Caleb Joseph, who singled in a run in the second. Strike on the inside part of the plate to the catcher, Joseph.
Now, J.J. Hardy over there at first base is not a threat to run. He is not, no attempts this year. When you get a little older, I think they don't run as much as they used to because you got too much to lose, chance of getting injured, and the recovery times are very extended as you age.
Meanwhile, Sanchez has gone 14 of 18 first pitch strikes. The 1-1. Age didn't stop you from running, did it?
I did, but it hurt. It did.
So you would feel some pain late in your career on stolen bases.
Well, if you ran a lot, you'd feel it the next day. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you had to pick your spots.
Driven deep to left field. Rajay going back, track, wall, and out of here. Caleb Joseph from the 9th spot hits a 2-run homer.
How quick it can happen here. Annabelle is cruising along. Gives up the big 2-run homer. Fastball just doesn't get it in as much as he wanted it to. Joseph barrels it.
Number 8 for Joseph. He has 3 RBIs in this game. 5-0 Orioles. Manny Machado stands in. We'll get back out of play down the right field line. Home runs have been an issue this year for Sanchez. That is 23 long balls given up. And that by far leads the Tigers staff. The 0-2. Laid off the high fastball, 1-2. 5 runs on 7 hits now for the Orioles. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers.
Last night's game, Tigers were up 6-0, I believe, at this point. So we're going to have to do it the different way tonight.
Yeah, stay tuned. It's definitely doable in this ballpark. In the shallow right field, Tyler Collins coming in. They'll take care of the Orioles. However, they had 2 more in the home run by Joseph. Let's go to the 5th, 5-0. Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Meijer, save big with M-Perks from Meijer. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet. find new roads. There's your score, 5-0 now as we go to the 5th inning. At Oriole Park at Camden Yards on a glorious evening for baseball tonight as Tyler Collins leads it off. It'll be his first at bat of this ball game. Rosman goes to work and he delivers outside.
Well, Tyler Collins replaced J.D. Martinez, waiting for the news to see if the x-ray's negative or not.
We did get the news. X-rays are negative. It is a left knee contusion, which is basically a fancy word for bruise.
A big bruise, yeah. Well, sometimes the x-rays show negative initially, and the swelling goes down after a while. Maybe they redo it or do an MRI. We hope that stays the case.
Here's the 1-1. That is fouled back out of play. With more on Tyler Collins now, we check in with Keats.
Well, Mario, the Tigers traded away Yoenis Cespedes, as all Tiger fans know, yesterday, and so they needed an outfielder, and so the decision was Tyler Collins. Some people might be wondering about Steven Moya or Daniel Fields. Each of those guys hitting about .230 at Toledo. And so the thinking is they want both of those players to play every day on a regular basis. Moya, though, does have 15 homers, but for now the choice is Tyler Collins as you see him go down on strikes there.
All right, Keats, yeah, Moya is really an interesting guy. I mean, the massive power. Keats mentioned he has 15 home runs, and he's driving in a lot of runs, too, but the batting average awfully low for Moya.
Well, and I think the biggest thing that I heard from Keats right there was that they want those Moya to play every day. And it's not going to happen up there. They're not willing to do that. They don't think he's ready to do that. So the smart thing is to leave him there, let him get some more time, and maybe come back somewhere later in the season when they feel he's ready. You always have to think about the developmental aspect of it.
Sure.
What's the best course to take? And this is what they've decided.
McCann had an ugly swing at the first pitch. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike on James.
When Richie Hebner used to always tell me, when you swing like that, make it look real bad and wait for the next one, because they're going to throw you another one. Whatever it was.
McCann bounced out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Gosman's 1-1. Fastball right down the middle. Diving stop. Machado. Can he get him? Off the line, or off the bag, I should say, up the line. It'll be an infield hit for McCann. Hey, the 10th annual Fiesta Tigres is August 8th when the Tigers battle the Boston Red Sox at 7:08. First 10,000 fans 21 and older receive a free Tigres hat. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
And James McCann here, he thought this ball was going to get into the outfield. He looked like he was almost going to try and round first base, but Machado surprised him, got up and threw that ball, made it close.
Tigers have hit a lot of balls hard down the third base line in this series. Here's Castellanos. Ball 1 to Nick. He grounded to Machado back in the third. Nick had one of those nights last night. You try and turn the page as quickly as possible. He struck out 4 times.
Sombrero. Golden, right?
Golden.
I think I had a couple of those. Forgettable evenings.
So when you've got 3 and you're coming up for that 4th appearance, you're just trying to put the ball in play.
Thinking even a foul out's acceptable.
Here's the 1-0. High, towering fly ball, right center field. That ball has hit a ton, and that ball is going to go. It's out of here. A home run. 2-run shot for Castellanos. Ooh, got all of that. His 11th of the year.
Well, it's what the Tigers needed for sure. Down 5-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. See Nick right there. Ball's just middle third in, and he just barrels this ball right here. Perfect timing. When you get to your second, third at bat, you can kind of gauge the pitcher, and your timing times up much better. Your depth perception is much better. You see his release point. You put it all together, and that's what happens.
That'll breathe a little life into the Tigers' offense. Swing and a miss by Avila. They had just 2 hits against Gausman. In fact, he had retired the first 11 in a row in this game. Alex grounded out his first time up. Strike called 0-2. Elevated fastball that time, and Avila was not biting. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Gausman starting to mix it up a little more, mixing in his other pitches.
Lifted back out of play. I mentioned Gausman was the 4th overall pick in the 2012 draft. That was a pretty good draft. The Carlos Correa went first. It's in the big leagues. Buxton went 2nd, and Zunino 3rd.
And we've been watching them play. As you said, they're good, and Gausman trying to live up to his billing as well.
Ooh, he thought he had strike 3 there as he was walking off the mound, but Gary Cedarstrom will not give it to him.
I'm sure Fox Tracks will show this ball's off the plate. The run.
I've said this many times, but Avila's got a great eye up there, man. He takes some really close pitch. And down he goes, swing.
He swung at a good pitch. I mean, it was on the plate, but he does have a good eye. Part of that probably is that he's a catcher. He has a very good perspective and good judgment from that position.
Here is Rajai Davis, who popped up back in the 3rd. Tigers get on the board on a 2-run homer by Nick Castellanos. Ball 1 to Rajai.
Well, if Rajai gets on, I picked up a little something on Gausman where he could probably jump him pretty good and get on the base. He's kind of has a little pattern when he comes into his stretch. You can time him up and get a good jump.
Well, Davis would be the guy to do that.
I can't tell you what it is, because then they might hear about it in the Orioles clubhouse and they might change it.
It'll get foul. 1-2. That is the, well, I guess, I don't know, maybe he did it as a player as well, but it seems like that's the manager in you coming out.
Yeah, that's more a player.
Is it?
But things you try and teach your players for sure.
Now the 1-2. Ripped to left field, and that's going to be caught by Gerardo Parra. Tigers, though, get back into this game. A mighty swing of the bat by Nick Castellanos. 2-run shot to right center field. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Strong fan, you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Makes me laugh.
Why?
Just does. Tweet. I know everybody's trying to get me to tweet something out, but I told you I don't want to give them access to my pictures, you know.
There's got to be a way for you to do that without giving them access to your pictures. There's a swing and a drive to left, but foul.
You asked me last night, well, where did we give them permission to do that? I told you that was that 87-page agreement that you didn't read. Gives them access, so.
A slight oversight. By the way, you joined Twitter in September of 2010. You have 6 tweets. I did some math on that. You average .001 tweet per month.
That's a good whip.
That's not good. Well, that's a good whip.
Yeah.
The 0-1 pitch is grounded toward first. Avila down to a knee. Nice job. Parra retired. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Alex didn't have trouble with this one at all. Goes to his backhand. Then he got the ISO on him. Stays low. Good toss. Annabelle very efficiently to first.
We saw a similar play to that. What was it, a couple of nights ago with Marte down there?
Yeah.
And he was not able to get the glove down.
You got to get low, because if the ball takes a bad hop, you want to be able to come up, but you have to get the glove low. And the one on Marte, I think he didn't get his glove down quick enough. But in fairness to him, he hasn't played a lot of first base. But a good technique by Alex right there.
Yeah, that was in last night's game for Marte. That sails outside. 1-0 on Adam Jones. We're in the 5th. 5-2 Orioles. Jones fouls it straight back, and the count evens now 1-1. Orioles getting good production out of their number 9 hitter tonight. Joseph has 3 RBIs. Jones has given them production in the series up until this game with a couple of homers, 4 RBIs. Manny Machado pretty good too.
Yeah, he scored 3 runs, got 3 RBI and a home run. Tell you what, Adam Jones, just watching him over time. First of all, he's in there every day, plays solid defense, never takes the play off. And at the plate, sometimes he looks like he doesn't have a chance, and boom, he just pops it. He's a very dangerous hitter. He must be very strong-willed, strong-minded. Like I said, he doesn't seem to take a pitch off.
Now he's given time. Jones has ascended as to be one of the top players in Major League Baseball, but he really didn't have that much of an interest in baseball as a youngster.
What did he have interest in?
Other sports.
Football?
Not sure. I think basketball. But the one thing that kind of turned him around, his stepfather, when he was 12 years old, brought him to a game in San Diego. He grew up in San Diego. Brought him to a Padres game, and he was hooked after that.
Yeah, they like their pods there.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. 2 gone.
Very good location right here. You don't want to make a mistake with Adam Jones. Good sink on that pitch right there. 86 miles an hour. See him running it back over the outside corner. It's a very good hitter.
Davis is 0 for 1, a ground out, or 0 for 2 rather, but his ground out in the first drove in a run.
There we've got the full-time shift on with nobody on base. Remember the previous at bat, the second baseman was over more towards second base. Second baseman was over here.
Sanchez in search of the 1-2-3, 5th inning. Davis with a take, and it's high and away, 1-1. Mentioned a couple of years ago in 2013, Davis hit 53 home runs. He finished 3rd in the AL MVP voting that year. Miggy won it. Trout was 2nd. 1-2.
He's hit a few. Chris Davis, 137 home runs since 2012. Leads the pack. Pretty good names in that group.
Strike called, and he got him looking. 4 strikeouts now for Sanchez. A 1-2-3 fifth. We're on our way to the 6th inning here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and it's 5-2 Orioles.
Trail 5-2 the Orioles, and this tomorrow's starter Daniel Norris. Give you a quick look right here. You saw the fastball, little slide piece right there into the dirt. Rides that fastball high and wide right there. So he's excited. We talked to him in his locker today. Expected to be excited tomorrow.
Yeah, I would imagine so. 10 games right now in his big league career. 6 of those starts. You see his minor league numbers there in 79 games. But Norris, man, he seems to be a level-headed kid that's not afraid to challenge guys.
Kind of a soft-spoken gentleman so far, but he says when he gets ready to compete, it changes his personality. Ready to go.
Anthony Gose starts it off here in the 6th. It'll be Gose, Iglesias, and Kinsler facing Gausman. 3-run lead for the Orioles.
Need Anthony to get on right here, get a rally started, start chipping away.
There's 96, and he threw it by him.
Also on Daniel Norris, I think he felt like a little bit of a movie star today.
Yeah, he was surrounded by a lot of media today.
He's a very humble young man.
Two and one on Gose.
Mario and I had a chance to talk to him in private, extended, and asked him some questions. We'll pass on that information tomorrow.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1 now on Gose. Will be opposed tomorrow, Norris will, by Ubaldo Jimenez. That's going to wrap up the series and the 10-game road trip for the Tigers. Much needed day off coming up on Monday. 3-1 pitch. It'll get back out of play.
Well, Anthony doesn't like that ball at the top of the zone. Here 3-2. He throws it up there. Just hope that you can foul it off and get something down in the zone that you can hit, get on top of. Seems to be dropping that back shoulder a little bit.
Slice to center field on a line, but Jones is right there.
That's not fair.
Nope. Hit it like a bullet, and it's an 0-for in the box. Hey, see the Tigers play the Royals August 4th through 6th on the next homestand. You'll get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, 4 drinks, all for just $19 per person. It's the Tigers Weekday Value Pack. 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Big bad Royals coming to town.
be a good team to measure yourself against. Of course, pretty good rivalry between the Tigers and the Royals.
Royals a winner today. They defeated Toronto at Rogers Center.
Was it 7-6, wasn't it?
It was. Holland had to put out a fire in the ninth.
Yep, the Royals bullpen has not been so impeccable. They gave it up lately, didn't they? That's only the first time in the last 5 years, but I mean, it's a good sign.
Well, yeah, their numbers are still pretty good compared to the rest of the league, but you're right. It's been a little bit shaky of late for them.
So they are human.
Kinsler on deck, 2-1 the count on Iglesias. Bouncing ball left side, deep in the hole. Hardy will plant, he'll throw and get him again by half a step. Second time tonight.
Yeah, it reminds me of Craig Nettles way back when. They just get it over there, and their arm strength isn't what they used to be. But I talked about earlier, he's just a little conventional. He's got good technique and gets it done. On top, direct, accurate throw right to the glove.
How much is positioning a big key for Hardy?
Well, that's big, but you notice he got his feet underneath him when he caught the ball, so that was the first order of business. So when he did catch it, he could get on top and make a good, strong, accurate throw. I mean, if we were to sit here and focus on J.J. Hardy's pre-pitch, what he does before the pitch, there's a timing aspect of it. I'm watching him, and he's just on the money.
Kinsler shoots it foul to third base.
When the ball crosses the plate and you're an infielder, you want to actually, you'll see a lot of guys hop. You want your feet off the ground when the ball goes through the hitting zone, because as the ball's hit, that's when you want your feet to go down. You can immediately react to it.
Well, the Orioles have used their defense to help them win some games this year. They've committed just 40 errors.
Well, let's take a look here at this pre-pitch. And if you're early, you're flat-footed. You see it kind of takes a little hop. Now, if you're early, your feet hit the ground and you're standing still when the ball goes through the hitting zone, and that's not what you want. It's just been proven that you want to be in the air still. Ball is hit, down on the ground, and react. One air. 277 chances. That's a pretty good fielding percentage for a shortstop. Got to give the ground crews around the league some props too. They do a great job at these fields.
That's in the air toward left field, down the line. Ball is hooking, and that ball is going to bounce into the seats. Going to be a ground rule double for Ian Kinsler. 2-out, 2-base hit. He is scalding hot right now.
Just keeps going. We've watched him hit a lot of balls to right field, but this ball here he turns on. See his head right down. He's got great balance, and Gerardo Parra just can't catch up. So a 2-out double.
Let's get him in. Another multi-hit game for Ian Kinsler.
Top of 2-run home run right here. We'll have a real interesting situation.
Bouncer back to the barrel. And Gausman handles it. Victor is out. He is 0 for 3. The Tigers will strand a 2-out double.
Tire pitch by pitch. Kevin Gossman just throwing the ball real well for the Tigers for the O's. Been through 6 innings, only 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts. Did give up a home run to Nick Castellanos, but goes into this inning with the 5-2 lead.
And Sanchez goes back to work, and he'll deliver strike 1 right at the knees of Matt Wieters. Honeyball had a 1-2-3 5th, including a pair of punch-outs. He struck out Jones and Davis. Here's the 0-1. That ball is skied in the air to center field, where Ghost is camped. 1 away here in the 6th.
Well, Annabelle really is not throwing the ball bad at all. The 4th inning, the Caleb Joseph home run was really the only bad pitch. The 1st inning kind of made good pitches, didn't work out for him though, and finds himself trailing 5-2.
Sanchez in his career, and it's only been 3 starts against the Orioles prior to tonight, had an ERA of 3.86 against the O's. A 2-0 record, but he's given up 5 this season. They jumped him early with a couple in the 1st and then 1 more in the 2nd. Hardy had an infield hit in his last at bat. Extending his hitting streak to 15 straight. He and Parra had 15 gamers. One ball, 2 strikes on Hardy. Paredes waiting on deck. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sanchez really has done a good job of moving the ball around all game, throwing all of his pitches. Got to throw a 0 up here this inning to give the Tigers a chance.
Hardy hanging tough.
Yeah, I referenced this earlier in one of J.J. Hardy's at bats. He's the guy, I think, when he gets 2 strikes on him, pretty much sits on off-speed pitches and fouls the fastballs off.
Oh, he took that one and it just missed.
Ball just off the plate. Doesn't make it back. Trying to swing it back on the plate. Doesn't make it.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity tonight. Annabelle Sanchez, 93 miles an hour is his high. The old Heath's pitch, 71 miles per hour. Showed a lot of confidence right there in throwing that changeup on a 3-2 count to Hardy. Buried it down there where it's got to be. Most hitters are guessing it's going to be a strike, and it's going to be a fastball.
Here is Jimmy Paredes, a double and a strikeout in this game. Strike 1 of Paredes. He lost the bat. 0-2.
Another good changeup. He's thrown that changeup multiple speeds. Take a look at the side swing here. It's totally fooled. That hit the umpire. There's the grip. Good depth. Good run. Lock him up inside.
Missed with it though. 1-2. Sanchez has had good stretches. Gave up the 2 runs, actually 3 runs early, then had a 1-2-3 third. Then the 2-run shot in the 4th, and now he's in a good stretch again. He's retired 6 in a row. one missed inside. 2-2.
Gotta believe he's trying to set up the changeup. He's throwing 2 pitches, 2 fastballs inside.
Pulled on the ground to second, right at Kinsler. And so Sanchez has back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. We are through 6 here at Camden Yards. 5-2 Orioles. Game to 2 in favor of the Orioles. Kevin Gausman goes back to the hill in the 7th inning. Collins, McCann, Castellanos. Tyler looks at ball 1 to get things started here in the 7th. Collins, if you joined us late, replaced J.D. Martinez, who left the game after fouling off a pitch off his knee. He actually stayed in, played some defense, but then eventually came out of the game. 2-0 on Collins. Tyler's only at bat, resulting in a strikeout in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Tyler went to school there, laying off that pitch. He struck out on that pitch in his first at bat.
Down the left field line, slicing. That'll go foul. Collins recalled from Toledo yesterday when the Tigers traded Cespedes to the Mets. This is his 2nd stint with the big club.
Brad Brock up in the pen for the Orioles.
He tipped that one just out of the glove.
Well, we're looking in the 2nd inning what happened to JD off the kneecap. They've had an x-ray on it, and it appears that the x-rays are negative. Went out and tried to make a go of it, but just in too much pain.
Another foul back out of play. Collins was hitting .247 down at AAA. Here's the 2-2 again. Popped him up. Let's see if there's room. To the railing. Joseph makes the catch. Well, I didn't think that was going to stay in play.
Well, You're hoping this gets into the seats, but this ball's elevated. Collins just trying to stay alive. And Caleb Joseph, everything's gone well for him in this series so far. Leans over and makes the catch.
Here's James McCann with one out. Single ground out for McCann. Gausman now is approaching 100. He's at 97 pitches. Down the left field line. Another souvenir for the sellout crowd here today. 45,968. Orioles have their 7th sellout of the season here tonight. There was a bobblehead giveaway this evening.
Oh, I was wondering if they had fireworks again, because we dodged them last night. Bernards brings you the big money encounter. Back-to-back home runs last night. James McCann and Marte happened in the 4th inning and put us up 6-0. Unfortunately, Tigers lost. Orioles came back.
0-2 on James. Sits safely in 16 of 19 now as he looks at a ball high.
You know, just watching James McCann, he's got a very quick bat. He really seems to get on the guys that throw hard, as well as learning the off speed, how to stay back.
Chopper to the other side of the infield. It'll be Scope to scoop it up. 2 gone.
Just over 100 pitches for Kevin Gausman. 5th inning, his lengthiest, but since then very efficient. Deep into this game for the Orioles.
And again, we mentioned he was coming off his best start of the year, 7 2/3 scoreless innings against the Atlanta Braves his last time out.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball good, but you know, sometimes you got to win a 2-1 game if you run into a guy like this, and Tigers just have not been able to do that with their starters and their bullpen so far, as of recently.
Here's Castellanos. He got him for the 2-run shot back in the 5th. Last time the Tigers saw Gausman, it was in game 2 of the ALDS, and Kevin was working in relief out of the bullpen. He went 3 2/3 in relief. Struck out 5 in that game.
Well, he was a reliever up until the beginning of July here this year, and then they sent him down to the minor leagues to make about 5 or 6 starts, getting built up to 90-some pitches. So now he's just kind of, you know, this is his 6th start. He's just kind of getting into it and feeling comfortable. You can tell he's very comfortable on the mound, got good rhythm, working quickly, throwing the ball very well.
Brock, the right-hander, still tuning up. So here we are in the 7th, and he's still pumping him in at 98 miles an hour. The product of LSU. Castellanos looks at a strike, and now it's 2-2.
Actually, he got drafted out of high school, I believe, and decided to go to LSU. That's a decision that many youngsters have to make when they're dreaming about playing professionally. What's the best way to develop? LSU's a pretty good school, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got themselves a pretty good baseball program. There's a swing and a miss. Or did he get a piece of it? No, Joseph thrown down to first base to complete it. And that is that. Castellanos never moved, and down to go the Tigers 1-2-3 in the 7th. Gausman walks off the field leading it 5-2. had to leave with a knee contusion. He is day to day. Don't know if he'll play tomorrow. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Castellanos 2-run homer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be really sore. It's going to get sorer than it already is.
Well, right now we'll send it down to John Keating.
Well, Mario, on the day after the trading deadline, there are practical issues in getting players uniformed on their new team. So Daniel Norris and Jose Valdez got called up. Tyler Collins got called up to replace the guys who were traded away. And so they have to get uniforms. In the instance of Daniel Norris, he's a first-time Tiger. So as we understand it, Jim Schmeichel has contacts here, and in every ballpark there is a seamstress, or at least somebody who can sew. They work out which number they're going to wear, and the name has to be actually sewn onto a jersey to prepare that player to be ready to play. And in Daniel Norris's case, it'll be tomorrow afternoon wearing number 44, last worn by Jabba Chamberlain, but now that number belongs to the kid.
Hey, Keats, if you see Schmeich, tell him that Gibby's pretty good at sewing as well, so you can just have Gibby do some of the seamstress work.
Well, you guys go way back, you and Schmeichel, don't you get?
Yeah, I can do it all. Schmeich's even better. I think his first year was 83 or 84. So
it's his 37th year. It was actually before that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I know he was there when I was a little boy, and he is the best.
All right, Keats, thank you. Okay. As we send Scope to the plate now here, facing Sanchez in the 7th. Little things you don't think of, how how uniforms are made, especially with trades and things have to happen quickly.
Well, the equipment managers of all major league clubs do a lot. There's a lot that goes on very quickly. They do in the clubhouse, out of the clubhouse, all the travel. So much appreciated.
Scope, Joseph, and Machado here in the 7th. Foul back out of play.
And if you could get a clubhouse guy to write a book, it'd probably sell pretty good, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, unless it's his final year. He decided to give it up.
Yeah, the things that they witness.
Pulled into left, base hit. The leadoff single for Scope, his first hit tonight. Sanchez had retired 7 straight prior to that.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big play of the game. It was Caleb Joseph in the 4th inning. 2-run homer. Put the Tigers down, I think it was 4-0. He's had a good series. He's been playing well for the Orioles.
34 RBIs now for Joseph. And he'll look at a strike on the inside part of the plate. That was the 8th hit of the ball game for the Orioles. Their first since the 4th inning.
Something about catchers that hit 9th against the Tigers this year. Remember Zunino?
Oh, good point. He had a big game.
Big series.
Big series, right. Bouncing ball to second should be 2, 4, 6, and a 3.
Why do they call it tailor-made double play?
Maybe because the first guy to ever turn one of those was named Taylor.
Anybody got an answer for that?
Tailor-made because the tailor makes clothes.
Yeah, you see, do you think that's the answer, or you just made it up?
I just made it up. I have no idea.
Well, there's another thing that your pals could tweet.
Look, I've given you 2 options here. I'm out of tailor-mades. Here's Machado.
Well, I'm sure we'll get the answer.
I'm sticking with the suit angle. Where
sounds like a good guess.
Yeah, Taylor would make suits. Here's Machado. Ball 1 to Machado. Single steal run scored for their leadoff man tonight.
Boy, you put it down to 5. What is that?
I don't know, but it missed. 2-0.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You watch the signs when you're watching a Major League Baseball game. Not too many pitches have 5 pitches. Annabelle does, though. That's the changeup.
Belted in the air toward left center field. That ball is up, and that ball is out of here, gone. Another home run for the Orioles. Manny Machado hits his 23rd.
The changeup's been working well for Annabelle tonight, but this one doesn't do much. You just see it stays up in the zone. Not much depth to it. Machado gets his arms extended, and he's been hot. Puts the Tigers down 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Second home run of the series for Machado. Now a 4-run game, and that's going to be it. It appears for Anibal Sanchez. Blaine Hardy coming in with Parra due up. And so as a wall side windows pitching change, we'll be back to Camden Yards. Boy, the home run ball, for whatever reason this year, has really bitten Sanchez.
Career high 24 home runs allowed this season in 143 in the 3rd innings pitch. But this team right here, the Orioles, they're what, 4th in home runs in the American League, trailing Toronto, New York, and Houston. So if you make a mistake, he threw some good changeups tonight, but if you hang it, they bang it. Blaine Hardy, the new pitcher, 47th game. Pretty good ERA in here to get the lefty on lefty Gerardo Parra.
Strike one to Parra. Double just scored in his first at bat as an Oriole back in the 1st inning, acquired in a trade with Milwaukee yesterday. Well, Hardy will step off. Sanchez goes 6 2/3 in this game. Parra takes one low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 more home runs in this game for the Orioles tonight. They've had 2 homers in every game in this series. In there, a strike called. 1-2.
Didn't walk anybody, but the 2 home runs hurt him.
And the 1-2. Parra was batting .328, which was good for 4th in the National League before he was traded. Wouldn't chase. Level the count now at 2-2. Hardy and Wilson probably have been the 2 more consistent pitchers out of the bullpen. Of course, Soria was before he departed.
Yes, they have. They did very well against first batters coming in and getting the out. Inherited runners, stopping that. Pretty good at that as well. Blaine Hardy's got a real nice curveball if you watch. Breaks very sharp. He's pretty young himself. We got a good future ahead with the Tigers.
Hardy came up in the Royals organization. He never got to the big leagues with KC. Got as high as AAA Omaha back in 2012. That's when the Tigers acquired him. He finally got to the big leagues last year for the first time and appeared in 38 games and did well. There's a base on balls. Well, every weeknight, don't miss MLB Whip Around on Fox Sports 1 with highlights, instant analysis, and live look-ins from around the league. MLB Whip Around is weeknights 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. That'll keep the inning going now for the number 3 hitter, Adam Jones.
Yeah, when you bring a lefty in to face a lefty, you want to. It's a specialized thing. You're hoping the lefty gets the lefty. Then you get into this situation where lefty has to face Adam Jones, who's better against left-handed pitchers. It's important to get that good matchup and get the out.
Oh, 1 on Jones. Fouled away.
Parra over there at first base. He likes to go. Does have 9 stolen bases this year. Keep an eye on him. Chuck one over there. Keep him honest.
Saw the numbers there. 342 against lefties for Adam Jones. Hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Those at-bats against Sanchez.
Gonna pick here, I think. Parra goes. He's just going to go first move. He's not going to read Blaine Hardy. He's just going to try and guess when he's not going to pick off the first.
Swing and a miss. Jones is out on strikes, and that'll end the inning. They get a big run on the homer by Machado. Fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Back here at Camden Yards, sellout crowd tonight. Their 7th sellouts of the season. And we've got a Wallside Windows pitching change. The right-hander Brad Brock comes in.
37th game, very good ERA. His whip just over 1. This kid was drafted in the 42nd round, 1275th pick, and here he is in the big leagues. It's a dream come true. Throwing the ball very well for the Orioles, and it'll be a challenge for the Tigers to come back.
Really tall odds to get to the big leagues from the 42nd round.
Well, he is 6'6", so he's tall.
Here's Avila. Avila, then Davis, and then Gose. We're in the 8th inning. First one from Brock is outside.
I'm not sure. Is there anybody that was drafted lower him in the big leagues, you think?
Yeah.
Currently?
Gerard Dyson, I think, was in the 50th round. I'd have to double check that.
Well, any of you that have a dream to become a major leaguer, don't give up. Need Alex to get on here. Tigers down by 4 here in the top of the 8th.
Here's the 2-0. Strike call 2-1. Dyson was a 50th round pick in 2006 of the Royals.
Both very good players.
Avila ground out strikeout. Fouled back now 2-2.
What do you think the lowest draft pick in the Hall of Fame is? Do we know that?
Ooh, that's a great question. That I don't know.
Ian Crow back on the mound in the bullpen tonight after a tough evening last night. I know he met with his pitching coach Jonesy, had a talk.
Avila down on strikes. Well, we were talking about Crow a little bit earlier, and I guess part of the job of the pitching coach is to kind of figure out what's going on in the mind as well.
Yeah, Ian Crow looked like he was making progress, but last night he admitted that the game sped up on him a little bit, and you have to figure out a way to correct that next time it happens. Nothing to be scared of. You just got to have a belief in yourself. You practice in the bullpen. It's easy, and when you get out here, it is a different environment. I don't think it's the crowd. It's just I found that when maybe I didn't believe in myself at the plate, that sometimes hindered my progress.
Ripped down the left field line. That is going to get down and go to the wall. Rajay is on his way to second. Another extra base hit in this series. One out double for Davis. Hey, follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. That Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat on your smartphone or tablet.
That's a good one right there.
Here's Anthony Gose. Chopper to the shortstop. Rajay thought about going, but will head back to the bag. 2 gone.
Well, Anthony tried to jump him right there. He's actually swinging the bat a little bit better. I think he got that little knock last night, that little double. Hopefully he turns it around.
That'll bring up Iglesias. Tigers' only runs in this game, scoring on the 2-run shot by Castellanos. Let's get a 2-out hit here from Iglesias.
Yeah, Raji there at second, ready for it to get knocked in.
Strike 1. Iglesias this year bats .354 in the 7th inning or later. Runner breaks to third. There's going to be no throw. Rajay will swipe it.
Take a look at Chevrolet. It brings you the high strength steel. Just happened. Rajay Davis, they're going to give it to you. The old thought was that there wasn't much advantage in stealing with 2 outs, but it's been proven there are ways to score from third. There's a greater percentage of scoring when you get to third. So Raji takes what they give him. Good jump. They're just leaving him alone. And I talked to Raji about sliding over the base. He did it last night, and he also confirmed that the field's a little hard and that it's much different than Comerica. You see a lot of the gloves that the base stealers wear nowadays as well. You can see right there in his left hand the head first sliders. Don't want to break a finger. So you try and protect it now, but many of them have the extended gloves so you get there quicker. That's cheating, isn't it?
I would think so.
But they're getting away with it. It's deemed legal.
Fouled away. Well, here's Iglesias again with 2 strikes in the count.
Which means it's good for us. Going to get a knock.
Look at the difference between 1 and 2 on that list.
It's considerable.
So not only is Iglesias the best, but by a wide margin, and he just got a piece of that one. Victor Martinez last year led with 337 in that category. What's Brad upset about here?
He said that Brad Rock did not stop on the stretch. You're supposed to have a discernible stop. That's supposed to be a balk, but generally they don't call it. Bob Davison might call it.
Swing and a miss. Iglesias out of there on strikes, inning over. Tigers get a man to third, but that's it. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Yeah, well, this is a quick pitch, and I know the Padres get away with this a little bit. You see, he does not stop at the top there, and it turns into like a quick pitch. You see Iglesias looking out at Brock. He's lucky that he fouled it off, and Brad was voicing to the umpire, Gary Cederstrom, that that's not legal. Should have been a balk. They very seldom call it. Also, I got an answer to my question, maybe not this year, but in a year or so. Mike Piazza was a 62nd round in 1988. 62% of the ballot for the Hall of Fame this year.
So he could be on his way. But for sure, it's 60. That's right. That's when the draft used to go way deeper than it does now.
What is it, 40 now?
40 now, yeah. Davis leads it off against Ian Kroll, who is checked in. So Kroll trying to get a clean 8th inning here. Shift on against him.
Well, Ian was talking about how he just was rushing last night, and most of his pitches were up in the zone. So we'll see if he can correct that tonight.
Two and one. Hardy came on to get the final out of the 7th, and now Kroll here in the 8th. Left that one up, but he swung right through it.
Yeah, that's up above the zone. That's different than like belt high. I mean belt high to belly button high. Those are good pitches to hit.
The 2-2. Got him in the outside corner. One out.
You'll see James McCann. He threw, I think, one breaking ball, and he didn't throw it for a strike. He buried it into the ground, so he pretty much stuck to his fastball. Right on the outside corner, just nips the outside edge. James does a good job of framing that pitch there with his glove, and we got the strikeout.
How much did you guys in Arizona emphasize pitch framing with your catchers?
A ton. Miguel Montero, I think he led the league. I mentioned, I think it was last year. He's up there. Always up there, but Glenn Sherlock, his catching coach down there, has been there forever. Since from day one in that organization, he's runs a great catching camp, and that's certainly something that any club can benefit from.
Brad has talked about it oftentimes. Of course, he was one of the better catchers in the big leagues at framing pitches, and that's something he wants his catchers to concentrate on. Avila does a great job of it.
Yeah, they just work at it all the time. Get the pitching machine out and shoot them at them, and they just catch and catch and catch pitches and just work on it. So one quick movement. You don't want the arm to move. You just try and keep the elbow in, and then you just flick that glove in. I mean, you can look. We'll break it down in slow motion for you. You'll be able to see how they close that glove and they try and get it right there in the corner.
Here's the 2-2. High, 3-2. Matt Wieters an RBI single in 3 at bats. The Orioles jumped on the Tigers early in this one. Led 3-0 after 2 innings. Ripped down the left field line. Foul ball.
All fastballs again. And when Ian Kroll gets to be the finished product, he'll be able to throw any of his pitches in this situation.
Kroll, 25 years old. Slap to right field. Collins over his head. That'll go to the wall. Wieters on his way to second base, and he'll pull in there.
From our view up here, you could see that was going to happen. That ball had good backspin on it, and Tyler Collins did not read it properly. He's got good pop in that bat right there. You see, he thinks he's got it, but it just keeps carrying. He goes for a double.
Flaherty comes out a pinch run at second base for Wieters. There's J.J. Hardy now trying to give the Orioles another run. 10 hits in the ball game now for Baltimore. Hardy has one of them, an infield single in the 4th inning, extending his hitting streak to 15 straight. Slap foul back out of play. 0-2 the count on J.J. Hardy.
Well, Ian's doing a better job tonight. Wieters with the double. Comes right back, gets ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
1-2.
JJ diving a little bit right there. Gets brushed back.
Two balls, two strikes. And J.J. Hardy, there is action in the Tigers bullpen. Albuquerque warming up. Here's the 2-2. And we'll get back into the seats one more time. Series finale happening tomorrow. It'll be the fourth and final game in this series and the final game of the Tigers road trip.
Been a tough trip. When you get into late July, August, these road trips take a lot out of you, regardless of whether you're winning games, losing games. We've played some lengthy, long games. Lots of travel involved.
That's in the air towards shallow left. Davis coming in. Hardy is retired. It'll be the second out. They're calling all Michigan State University alumni, students, and fans get a Tigers hat and MSU colors and a ticket to see the Tigers take on the Rangers August 21st at 7:08. When you buy a special ticket package exclusively at tigers.com/special events.
So how many different colleges I know they've done Eastern, they've done Oakland University, Michigan State. Who else they got? Central Michigan. So they're not going to have a Michigan one?
Yeah, they got a U of M.
Be fine with me. It's just a joke. It was just a joke. Gosh, I've been so sensitive.
Iglesias with a nice play at short. Too many innings.
Bad tweet time.
I do not envy you, my man. A 6-2 ball game, and Ryan Flaherty will stay in the game. He'll play first base. Ian Kinsler will get it started for the Tigers. It'll be Kinsler, Martinez, and Collins. Brad Brock is still out there. Gave up a double and a steal in the 8th, but no damage. Kinsler single and a double tonight. He just continues to swing the bat. And he rolled that one foul, 0-1.
Yep, Ian, when he swings early, he's always swinging at good pitches. He has the patience to wait deep in the count. Still gets good swings. You'll notice when people are going good, they're always up in the count, it seems like, too, in the big situations. It's something off speed here. Doesn't even flinch.
Kinsler now has 39 multi-hit games. There's only one player in the American League that has more, and that's the guy he was traded for, Prince Fielder, who has 40. Strike called on Kinsler, 1-2.
Tough pitch right there, right at the bottom of the zone.
Even the count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
For the Tigers, you need runners. You got to get on any way you can. You need to drop a bunt down. Do it that way. You need to get hit by a pitch. Any way you can, get on base. Makes the odds better for you.
Ripped into left field. Another hit for Kinsler, his 3rd of the game. And leadoff man is on.
He just waits right there, not lunging at the ball at all, not drifting with his front side. Nice and slow, just hands are back, steps down softly with the front foot. When you can do that, it makes your bat short, quick, very fast swing.
There's the closer, Zach Britton, warming up. He came in last night to save a 1-run game.
Yeah, if it gets in a safe situation, he'll be in.
Victor Martinez, strikeout, pop up, ground out back to the mound. Bouncing ball to second, could be 2. Scope, Hardy, and a double play. 2 gone. And the Tigers down to their final out. Tyler Collins will stand in. Collins entered the ball game after the injury to J.D. Martinez. He's 0 for 2, fly-out, strikeout. Here comes the Orioles crowd now. Ball 1.
Looks like Collins was going to take a strike here. One of the old theories is to make him throw you a strike when you're down late in the game like this. Or take a pitch. Took one pitch.
Collins waits on a 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tyler. Trying to keep the game alive for James McCann, who's waiting on deck. Tigers came in 3 under the 500 mark, in danger of dropping to 50 and 54. Two and 2.
The Tigers don't come back here. We've got a quick turnaround for tomorrow. Is it a 105 game?
135.
135.
Fly ball in the air to left. Should do it. Parra is under it, and the Orioles win tonight. (6-2) the final score. Orioles now have won 2 out of the first 3 in this series.
Yeah, a little bit carryover from last night's game, that come from behind game for the Orioles. Anibal Sanchez threw the ball decent, but the Orioles continue to hit the ball out of the park for the big blow. And the Tigers just could not match tonight.